Please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and press the bell icon to get a new video. Part 7. A $1 Million Idea. At the end of the dinner party, I returned to the hotel with Hastings. He talked about his problems, but I didn't listen to him. I was thinking about Portia the whole time. When we arrived at the hotel, Hastings said, "Let me just stand here and look at this marvelous hotel. It's a palace. What expensive furniture you have. Everything you want. You are rich, Henry, and I am poor." His words scared me. I too was poor. I didn't have a cent in the world, and I had debts to pay. I needed to win the gentleman's bet. This was my last hope. "Hastings, you don't know the truth. Henry, just a tiny part of your income can save me." "I'm desperate," Hastings cried. "My dear Hastings, sit down here and drink this hot whiskey. Now, tell me your whole story, every word of it." "Do you want to hear my story again? But you never told me your story." "Of course, I told you my story as we walked to the hotel. Don't you remember? I didn't hear one word of it, Henry. Are you ill? Is something wrong with you? What did you drink at the dinner party? Oh, Hastings, I'm in love. I can only think about my sweet Portia. This is why I didn't hear your story before." Hastings got up from his chair, shook my hand, and laughed. "I'm very happy for you, Henry, very happy," he said, smiling. "I'll tell you the whole story again." So he sat down and patiently started to tell me his story. To make a long story short, the owners of the Gould and Curry gold mine sent Lloyd to England to sell the shares of the mine for $1 million. Any money he received over $1 million was his to keep. Hastings' dream was to sell the shares for more than $1 million and become rich. He had only 1 month to sell the shares. He had done everything to sell them, but nobody wanted to buy them. Then he jumped up and cried, "Henry, you can help me. Will you do it? Tell me how. Give me $1 million, and I'll sell you all the shares. You will be the new owner of the gold mine. Don't refuse." I did not know what to say. I wanted to tell Hastings the truth, but then an intelligent idea came to me. I thought about it for a moment and then calmly said, "I will save you, Lloyd." "Then I am already saved. How can I thank you?" "Let me finish, Lloyd. I will save you, but not in that way. I have a better way. I know everything about that mine. I know its great value. You will sell the shares by using my name. You can send anyone to me. Since people in London know me, I will guarantee the gold mine. In a week or two, you will sell the shares for $3 million by using my name, and we'll share the money. Half to you and half to me." Lloyd was very happy and excited. He danced around the room and laughed. "I can use your name, your name. Think of it. The rich Londoners will run to buy these shares. I'm saved. And I'll never forget you, Henry." Part 8. Back to Portland Place. The next day, all of London talked about the shares of the California gold mine. I stayed in my hotel and said to everyone who came to me, "Yes, I know Mr. Hastings. He's a very honest man. And I know the gold mine because I lived in the California gold country. It is a mine of great value." People were now interested in buying the shares. I spent every evening with Portia at the American ambassador's house. I didn't tell her about the shares and the mine. It was a surprise. We talked about our love and our future together. Finally, the end of the month arrived. Lots of rich Londoners bought the shares of the mine. I had $1 million of my own in the London and County Bank, and Lloyd did too. It was time to meet with the two old gentlemen. I dressed in my best clothes and went to get Portia. Before going to Portland Place, Portia and I talked about the job and the salary. "Portia, you are so beautiful. When the two gentlemen meet you, they will give me any job and any salary I ask for. Henry, please remember that if we ask for too much, we will get nothing. Then what will happen to us? Don't be afraid, Portia." When we arrived, the same servant opened the door. There were the two old gentlemen having tea. They were surprised to see Portia. I introduced her to them. Then I said, "Gentlemen, I am ready to report to you." "We are pleased to hear this," said one gentleman. "Now we can decide the bet that my brother Abel and I made. If you won for me, you can have any job in my power. Do you have the £1 million note? Here it is, sir," and I gave it to him. "I won," he shouted. "Now, what do you say, Abel?" "I say he survived, and I lost £2,000. I can't believe it." "I have more to tell you," I said, "but it's a long story. I'll tell you another time. For now, look at this." I held up a certificate of deposit for £200,000. "Is it yours?" "It's mine. I earned it by using the banknote you lent me for a month." "This is astonishing. I can't believe it." But Portia looked at me with surprise and said, "Henry, is that really your money? You didn't tell me the truth." "No, I didn't, but I know you'll forgive me." "Don't be so sure. You told me a lie, Henry dearest." "Portia, it was only for fun. Come, let's go now." "But wait, my gentleman said. I want to give you the job and the salary you choose." Thank you with all my heart, but I don't want the job." "Henry, you didn't thank the good gentleman in the right way." "Can I do it for you?" Portia said. "Of course, you can, my dear." Portia walked to my gentleman, sat on his lap, and kissed him on the mouth. Then the two old gentlemen shouted and laughed. I was amazed. "What was happening, Papa?" said Portia. "Henry doesn't want your job. I feel very hurt, darling." "Is that your father, father?" I asked. "Yes, he's my stepfather, a dear man. Now, do you understand why I laughed when you told me your story, my dearest sir?" I said I want to take back what I said. There is a job that I want. Tell me. I want the job of son-in-law. Well, but you were never a son-in-law before. Do you know how to do this job? Try me, please, try me for 30 or 40 years, and if... Oh, all right, take her. Portia and I were happy. There aren't enough words in the dictionary to describe our happiness. When the Londoners heard the whole story of my adventures with the banknote, they talked of nothing else. Portia's father took the banknote back to the Bank of England and cashed it. Then he gave us the cancelled banknote as a wedding present. We put it in a picture frame and hung it on the wall in our new home. And so, I always say, yes, it's £1 million banknote, but it only bought one thing in its life, the most valuable thing in the world.